OPENART invigt. Äntligen. 2 år av arbete. Varmt välkomna hit till Örebro Konsthall. Jag heter Anri Sala och jobbar som chef här på Konsthallen. Och våran del i årets OPENART är en grupputställning som heter Fragments, och Fikret, som har kurerats av konstnären Fikret Atay. Fikret kanske vill komma hit. Fikret har varit bosatt här i Örebro de senaste 2 åren. Han är kurdisk konstnär, kommer från, har bosatt i en stad i Turkiet som heter Batman. Men har då bott här i Örebro under 2 år på ett fristadsstipendium som faktiskt tar slut nästa vecka. Och Fikret ville bjuda hit konstnärer, internationella konstnärer till Örebro, kanske som ett sätt att tacka för den tid som har varit här. Utställningen är ju nedsläppt just nu, för här ska det ske ett konstnärssamtal tillsammans med en annan av konstnärerna som deltar i utställningen, Anri Sala, som är albansk konstnär. Han har albansk ursprung, han har varit bosatt väldigt länge i Europa, i Frankrike och nu de senaste 13 åren i Berlin. Och han deltar med ett verk som hänger här, en trumma, men också en film som visas inne på bio också. Och Fikret visar också 2 nya verk i den här utställningen. En här inne och sen en borta på bio också. Och så här är det att Anri, han ska flyga hem till Berlin om bara några timmar. Så det här är samtalet. Behöver starta. Han kommer och vi ska skjutsa dig om 45 minuter. Ska vi försöka. Så jag kanske bryter. But I want to say a very warm welcome to you, Fikret, and a big thank you, and a very warm welcome to you, myself. And now I'm going to give my microphone to you, Fikret, and you're going to lead this artist. And it's going to be in English.
Sorry for English. Thank you very much. Thank you for Anna. And yeah, it will be 2 years that I'm living here. And I'm an artist, and visual artist. I'm working since 2002 professionally. And since I came to here and started working here and got new contact with the other artists and young artists too. Then I was writing this concept called the Fragments of the Future. I was thinking to realize in Batman in Turkey, but then I came to Örebro in Sweden. Then I talked with Anna Karin about this concept. Then we decided maybe we can work together or make a collaboration together for this concept, actually. And then I would like to invite the international artists to Örebro, because Örebro is a small local city. Then just I want to take Örebro artists to international scenes. And I think the first way to take international artists invite Örebro, and then maybe I think that it can be inspired for audience, for people, and as well as for the young artists. And one of them is Anri Sala, and he's my best friend also, and he in 2002, and it's excuse for us to, after 15 years, now we met again. And he has a work, drum, there you can see that. I know Anri's work. I know that sound and music very great for his works. Maybe he can explain something of his work and general art.
Hello. music first through from an interest in language, and then strong doubts about language, which slowly conducted me towards working with silence in the films, and then eventually from there I arrived to music. One of my earliest work, which is called Intervista, which actually it was the very first time I showed it in a group art group exhibition. I was still a student, was in Stockholm, in exhibition in 1991 called After the Wall. It's a film where it's based on old footage that I found at home after my parents had been moving. I moved to Paris to study, and my parents were living in Tirana. I'm from Albania. And then, since both me and my sister moved away at the same time, they moved to a smaller apartment. So as they moved, they found so many things that they believed were mine or my sister's. So on the first summer holidays, I went back. They asked me if I could make a selection what I really wanted to keep, and then they could throw the rest, given that there was a small space available. So while going through my things, I found something which wasn't mine, which was a reel of a film, 60mm footage. I took it to Paris, and then I saw that it was a shot of my mother when she was young, and then she was a secretary of the Communist Youth during in Albania in the years during the communist regime. She's in the Congress. You can see her meet the head of state back then, and later, and then all the thousands of the people, and then there is an interview with her from the state TV, but the sound is lost. So the sound being lost became the beginning of my working, both with time-based work, because that's how I started working with film and video, but this is also what did guide me towards music. So why? After I tried to find out what she was saying in this interview, the only way for me to find out was to go to a school for the deaf-mute children, and I was able, with their help, to read the movement of her lips and to find out what she said back then in that interview. And once I showed it to her, not trying to make it look too much like a confrontation, but still it was a confrontation between her being filmed in the 70s and me showing it to her in 98, so like 25 years later. There is a lot of things that she could not believe that she said. Now that's something which is very interesting, because whenever I've been showing that film to a foreign audience, especially does not have experience of dictatorship, people would think that, oh, her beliefs have changed so much that she cannot believe that she said these things. Well, actually, during the dictatorship, it was very clear what you could say, and it's extremely clear what you could not say. So her surprise was not, did I really say this thing, but her surprise was how the syntax, the grammar, how she articulated herself, how it seemed completely off, completely like out, as if she was somebody who couldn't articulate. And what was interesting is that it's not so much the message, the ideology, but that the language itself changed so much in 20 years, because it was so controlled, what in French is called langue de voix, like it was so controlled the way how you were to express certain ideas in a way which was completely, clearly decided by the party, by the regime, that to us seemed sort of normal back then, but when you compare it to the way you'd articulate today, the same language, and then it's like, it sounds very stiff, extremely stiff. Almost it sounds like somebody who doesn't know the language very well. So this was very interesting for me because it was completely transparent. For me, it was not any big surprise to find out what she said back then, because if you were interviewed in public TV, whether it was your sincere beliefs or not, doesn't matter. You had to say things certain things in a certain way to be safe. Plus, you might as well believe, like my mother, she was a communist, she did believe in that there is a certain part of this idea that she still carries on, she believes in. So the syntax was the problem. The way, and I realized that language is such a opaque, it's not transparent at all. And there's so much control that goes on in syntax, but syntax is like it's like a window, in the sense that as long as everything is fine, and as long as everyone cleans it every day, you think of the landscape, you don't think of the glass. But the moment that something goes wrong, that the glass breaks or gets shattered or becomes opaque, you can't see the view, then you realize that this glass is there all the time. So this is how it was with the syntax and the language. You realize how much it cracked, in the early 90s with the fall of the regime, because you could realize how much tension it was keeping in between. So all this very long introduction to say that I came to music little by little because first there was a disbelief, a lack of trust in language as a way to convey, to communicate things. And so after that work, very few other works, most of my work developed more towards movement, gestures, silence, sound, and then step by step back into, not back, but towards music as another means of expression. I think that having gone through this trajectory, I think what interests me in music is that it has this capacity to convey without telling. It does not tell a story, but it conveys a sense of it. So it's more implicit versus explicit. Language can be very explicit. And explicitness, sometimes we misunderstand it for transparence. So for all these reasons, music became a very natural way for me to work around meaning without working with meaning. But also because music is so much based in time, tempo is so important. In a way, it gives a structure, it gives an architecture, a time architecture, gives the way how you convey in space, how you relate to the public, how they walk around something. Like there's a very strong link between music and architecture and sound and space in ways that it does not exist between language or image with space and architecture.
Back to your work, Anri. So maybe can you talk about your piece? Because I know already, I like so much, but other things, and we talk about music and sound, and the music is universal, was created to notice. And also I'm working on the music too, and your piece, and also can censorship with the music. It is very paradoxical, I think. And maybe you can say something about how the music can be censored also for your piece, and maybe you can explain also your works a little bit.
Yeah, I think I'll explain a bit about the principle of the drum. This is not the first work I've done, sculpture I've done with the drum. The principle of it is that it's a drum that plays by itself, and what makes it play is acoustic. It's not mechanical, and it's just a reverse drum. Usually, when a drummer is playing the drum, is the drumsticks playing the skin, and the space within the drum making the desired acoustic sound. While in the case of the drum, the sound is being played from within the drum. It's being played by a speaker, and the energy of the sound is hitting the drum, the drum skin, the skin of the drum, and this is what is triggering the rat-a-tat of the drum of the sticks. So it's the reverse motion in that way. And I was very interested in the idea of how sound can produce its own choreography, and choreography means image as well. So to reverse this relation that is not image, like often is in cinema, is that we have this feeling that image produces the sound, but to reverse it into in this case, is the sound that is producing what we see. So the drums become a bit like visual speakers. In the case of that drum, before I explain, I think if it's okay, if we could put it to play for 30 seconds, it would be much easier for me to explain it without being too explicative. There is this rat-a-tat that we hear that goes on for a certain time, but actually which is the 43 names of the 43 Mexican students who disappeared while in Mexico like some 5 years ago. There's a whole story behind it. It's a mix between state security, federal security, narcos, the corruption of the state, which at the end it brought to this disappearance. And it's a very long story. I won't explain that. There is so much to find about it. But I was interested in, and it's still not a resolved story. One does not know yet exactly what made it that these 45 named students who were in buses on the way to Mexico to commemorate, not commemorate, but like to remember and to protest as a reminder of the Tlatelolco massacre that happened there, why they were kidnapped and disappeared. And I was very interested in producing a work which is self-censoring itself in ways that sometimes societies self-censor themselves, sometimes are not interested in finding the answer because of so many complex issues. Now, here it's much more simple. The phenomena is that what is making the drumsticks play, what triggers their activity is the names of the students, but because it triggers the activity of the drumsticks and they bounce back and they make the rat-a-tat, the rhythm of the thing, so the message is it's censoring itself. So you cannot hear the names of the students unless you stop the drumsticks from bouncing. Which is also a sort of a connection between these two elements we're just talking, which is the language and the music here in the form of the beat. So that crossing which happens there, and how an artwork is becomes both like a messenger, but also the censor of its own message. This sort of closed cycle interests me. I have a particular interest also in drums because I mean, we all know the drums. They are everywhere around in the world. Some of them have stronger relation to some cultures, some others with others. But there is something there is an urgency in the drum, but also there is something historically which is dangerous in the drum. Like we know, for example, or maybe we don't know, myself I only discovered at some point, it's that the drum as an instrument was forbidden as an instrument to be played by people of color in the United States at the turn of, before the turn of the century, or around the turn of the century, because the slave owners, they were afraid that this would be used as a way to communicate between the different plantations and between the different races, so they could get together and strike together and uprise together. So there is all this potential of this violence, this unresolved tension that both the drum has itself as an instrument and for what it carries, but also what it can acoustically carry, as well as how it comes together in this story that I just explained between the message destroying itself.
Thank you. I think our conversation is finished now because Anri must go. He must be away to the airport, and he came to here for us. And thank you very much, Anri. In one day. Yeah. And I don't know if you have any questions you can ask or.
Maybe you want to tell us about your artwork.
Oh, yeah, I forgot myself. Sorry.
Exactly.
So sorry.
We have time.
Yeah, it's good.
So I have two artwork is for the OPENART, and one of them in here that I made in Gotland last 2008, 18, sorry. The video is about the refugees people. You know, the refugees people came to Europe with the boat and just focus for the problem, and then also it's about the problem of the integration, because we know that they have a lot of problems when they are here. It's not mean that they are now safe, and they start the problem we call the integration. I think the problematic word is integration. I think integration is something also the assimilation. This is my idea. And the second video that I made last week already, everybody knows Vimala, and knows Vimala a little bit far from the center of the city, and a lot of Somalians referring back to exhibition, the concept, I invited 5 artists, Thomas Hirschon, and it was there, Alora Casadia, and Anri Sala. And the fragments of the future, that's I criticized between fragments, what is the fragments, and also this teaser in the cinematic language, because the fragments is some kind of information, but I asked the artist to criticize what's the teaser, and then to create a teaser for the audience and for the people. And yes, it does this. And yeah, thank you very much for the listening.
I just wanted to say something that did strike me also upon seeing your work, which I had not seen, is that also in this relation between the moments of now and fragments of the future, of the way how it relates with of course, the current political conflicts, but at the same time, as there is this wide, open view from the drone, and it goes up, and you cannot not think of the absence of the water, and how this absence of water, it makes you think, of course, of the emergence of the planet, etc. So in a way, it crosses very interesting this conflict of today with what we are only starting to discover as potential conflicts of tomorrow. And I really like a lot the way how it is able to bring both these rivers of conflict on a very dry land, and in a way which is not so it leaves it open to the subjectivity of the one who sees. In a way, one can see more of the present in it, and other people might see more of the future in it. And I also, when you sent me the idea for the exhibition, this idea of the fragment and the difference between which is a very subtle but very interesting difference between the teaser and the trailer, in the way how the teaser relates more to addresses more the potential subjectivity of the viewer, so tries to make of the film that is going to appear soon in cinemas close to you something that could take many different directions, like the story could take different directions that could relate in different ways, in open ways to who might see the teaser, feel addressed by the teaser and go to see the film. While the trailer is closer to the film, it's like a compressed thing that will tell the story of the film, so many doors are already closed, and there is the direction of the narrative, it's clear, so it closes down the potential of the film. So I would say in a way like the teaser is 2 steps before the future, and the trailer is only 1 step before the future. And I find it very interesting in the way how you thought of that idea.
That's right.
Because the fragment, it's like a fragment of the future. These are like 5 different proposals coming from 5 different subjectivities, and they also carry this quality of the fragments, how we go together without needing to say anything about it. Like there is nothing telling too much in this exhibition about why these words are there, but they all in their different way, even when they feel very calm, like Alora Casadia said, there is always a tension, and what connects so much with the present with the future is the tension of the air.
Yeah, thank you, very interesting. Could you Anri say something about the film you're showing? The other film?
1395 Days Without Her. That's a film, it's a longer film, around 40 minutes long process of collaboration with different other people. It's shot in Sarajevo. It's somehow revives what it meant crossing the city at the time of the siege, during the 4 years of the siege. That's why it's called 1395 Days without red because it's the whole duration of the siege. And during that time, people were advised not to dress red color or mostly strong colors because that would attract the attention of the snipers. And the way how the geography, the grid of the city is how it's packed in the valley between the hills, it made it in such a way that there was only one main road which people could use that could still connect the whole city, which became famously known as the Sniper's Alley. And all the crossings that would perpendicularly cross and would offer a view from the hills, this is where people would stop and then take their chance and run, go to the other side. And then they'd do it for 4 years, so even if you succeeded going one way, you have to return back to your home. So the film aims to combines this element between what it means to cross the city. In terms of the story, what did inspire us in the beginning is that during the whole siege of Sarajevo, the Philharmonic Orchestra of Sarajevo did not stop from playing. Actually, they intensified their public program. And like a very interesting, unfortunately, sample of the whole population of the city, quite a few of the musicians also were killed or died during the conflict. So it was about, the film follows the main character, which plays the bassoon, and she is going on a day of rehearsal. Like, I think one of the strongest things about the citizens of Sarajevo is to not give up on normality. This, I think, is the highest sign of citizenship and civilization in that way, in the way how I mean it. So going to the rehearsal, coming back, keeping this routine was very important to resisting, surviving, and keeping the dignity of it. All this now is a very strong combination with what they are rehearsing. So it's Pathétique of Tchaikovsky. We chose Pathétique of Tchaikovsky because what is happening throughout the film, and I won't explain the whole thing, but basically it's that every time she is arriving in a crossing, in order to forget the pressure, she's trying to rehearse in my mind her part, the bassoon part, and then she's humming it eventually, and then she crosses, and then once on the other side she makes it, she has to catch her breath. The fact that she has to catch her breath, of course, it impacts her humming, because it's still a Pathétique of Tchaikovsky, it's still a classic, it's a pre-modern piece of music, so there is a certain metrics to it. So the way how her heartbeat and her difficulty of breathing, catching up with her breath, how it inflicts changes to the metrics of the piece, that was very important because being a classic, relatively speaking, piece of music, one can hear when something is going wrong with it. Because even without being a musician, even without being somebody who knows by heart all these classics, you could tell that something is wrong with the tempo there. So so the piece composition becomes a bit like a piece of sculpture, which is still a bit wet and soft, that you throw it in the landscape of this conflict, and it changes its shape.